typical conversation around investing in sports is billionaires investing into the NFL, NBA, the big five leagues.
Sure.
There's so many people that have an affinity to sports and are investing into sports in some meaningful way for them, but there's no real monetary gain coming back out of it. What we want to do is take that asset class that a lot of people invest in, open up this asset class, not just to the institutional investors, not just to the high net worth and ultra high net worth. We want to open it up to athletes. We want to open up to the retail channel investor as well.
Welcome to Billionaire Brain Trust, our newest YouTube series that will take you behind the scenes into candid conversations with billionaires and those who work with them. Hosted by Steve Woodruff, who brings a unique perspective as a family office advisor. Billionaire Brain Trust will feature exclusive interviews with billionaires and the key players in their organizations, offering viewers a rare glimpse into their stories, decision-making frameworks, and what they are excited about right now. Whether you're an aspiring entrepreneur, a seasoned investor, or simply curious about the world of the ultra wealthy, Billionaire Brain Trust will help you think bigger and achieve more.
Hey, so we're in Brooklyn. We're at the Family Office Club, and I'm here with Marques Colston, former wide receiver of the Saints. You have a Super Bowl under your belt. Super cool. You're in for what, 10 years?
10 years, yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
Awesome. So I appreciate you taking the time to talk with us. Tell us a little bit more about your professional career, very briefly.
Yep.
And then we want to know what you're doing now.
Perfect. So as you mentioned, I was fortunate and blessed enough to play 10 years all in the NFL with the New Orleans Saints. Fun fact, I have another 7 years of experience as an owner-operator in the Arena Football League. So I'm not old enough to where I was able to kind of commingle those two, right? So I was owner-operator when I was still playing. What I'm doing now is at the beginning of this year, we launched Champion Venture Partners, which is a sports investment firm. We invest in really across the sports landscape, looking for growth stage companies across sports medicine, sports technology. We'll eventually get into some teams and leagues,
Awesome.
Mostly emerging leagues for now, but hopefully we'll get to the big five leagues. But what we're doing is we're creating meaningful access to ownership in the sports asset class.
And what does that mean exactly? Is that for players to have access to ownership?
Yeah, it's
or regular accredited investors have access?
Yeah, it's across the board, right? So right now, the typical conversation around investing in sports is billionaires investing into the NFL, NBA, the big five leagues.
Sure.
What we want to do is take that asset class that a lot of people invest in, whether it be, with their bodies like I did, whether it be, through registration fees and tuition for travel and club teams like I'm doing with my kids now. There's so many people that have an affinity, to sports and are investing into sports in some meaningful way for them, but there's no real monetary gain coming back out of it.
Yeah.
So what we want to do is open up this asset class, not just to the institutional investors, not just to the high net worth and ultra high net worth. We want to open it up to athletes. We want to open up to the retail channel investor as well.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Are you getting, how long, you said 4 years of that business? How long has that business been making?
So we literally filed paperwork January 1 of 2024. So we are
Awesome.
10 months in. Yep.
Yeah, that's great.
Yep.
Are you getting a lot of excitement? Is it former athletes and other athletes that they're showing interest? I mean, what's the story there with gaining investors?
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of excitement. We've built a lot of momentum over a pretty short amount of time. Everything from athlete investors to RIAs and high net worth individuals. So we've got a pretty diverse investor base right now. We're getting really close to closing out our $100 million. We've been raising $100 million in equity.
Yeah,
we've got about $7 or $8 million left on that. So we're looking to close that out. We've deployed into a couple companies, got another 5 or 6 in diligence right now. So we're in a good position going into the close of this year to really be able to make some noise coming into Q1 of next year.
That's cool. It's a pretty exciting asset class. Is the landscape sort of interested in this for one reason or another? Is there anything that's changing that's making it more available? Because it seems like it should have been more accessible before now, right? But it's not.
I think there's two things, two trends that are kind of colliding at the same time. One, you're seeing a lot of high net worth, ultra high net worth, really focus more on the alternative asset class as an allocation.
Yes.
So that coupled with just the general excitement around sports, the business of sports, the valuations of these teams are, reaching all-time highs.
Yeah.
We know that the business of sports is really driven on the back of media and media rights. So the combination of the alternative asset class getting more attention from investors, the sports business kind of becoming a little bit top heavy, and you know that money has to start to flow downhill somewhere. So these emerging teams and these emerging leagues are a really, really interesting opportunity to get in now and watch them ascend and watch them rise to start to compete with some of the major leagues.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I've heard a lot more conversation about WNBA investment from family offices.
Yep.
So the appetite is there.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Particularly in women's sports, the NWSL is really high on our list. We feel like that's the next league that's going to take that leap. You're seeing some really strong valuations from some of the teams in that league now. So yeah, women's sports is a huge focus for us. And like I said before, some of the more leagues that are emerging and starting to make some noise. This is a really good time to be able to get on the ground floor.
Cool. So how can people find out more about what you're working on?
Sure, you can check our website, championventurepartners.com. We're also on LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, CVP Invest, and we're taking all comers. So we're excited about what we're building.
Marques, thanks.
Appreciate you, man.
All right.
Yes, sir.